We've been lost for days. Our ship, the toughest vessel, was broken, snapped in half like a twig, by a giant beast from the depths of the ink ocean. We're starving, exhausted, short on supplies, enthusiasm, and morale. Despite the odds, we never gave up. You gotta admit, that's the one thing all sailors are good at.
Warning, the following podcast contains outdated memes.
Let's go. Do you know the way?
Do you know the way, viewers?
I know the way. I will show you the way.
The Ink Ocean podcast is the way. This is really bad.
What's up? Welcome back to
I
Ink Ocean.
apologize for that.
Welcome back to the Ink Ocean podcast.
Welcome back to the swimming podcast.
The what?
The swimming podcast where we swim. I'm Captain Corbin.
I'm Pirate Maya.
And we are the boys.
We them boys.
We're one team member short today. For whatever reason, Madi fell overboard. We're trying to get her back. So
Yeah, we're trying to keep the sharks at bay.
Yeah. We're stabbing him with sticks while recording the podcast right now. We're in the middle of the sea.
Mm-hmm. It's going great.
Yeah, Ricky's here.
Ricky the rat.
Ricky the rat's here.
I love that rat.
He's a cute rat. I'm gonna redraw him eventually. Oh, so before we start getting into all this stuff, I just wanted to say I have some artists working on intro music, outro music. I have someone working on backgrounds, thumbnails, and other stuff like that. So eventually we'll have all this together in a little bit more professional quality. But for right now, we're just kind of kicking it. I'm making most of the stuff that we have, branding wise.
I have a problem with you breaking those mechanical pencils.
I'm not breaking these pencils.
It sounded like it.
Okay. You want to see me break a mechanical pencil? Oh no, I just broke one.
Go fuck yourself.
Okay, I will. I'm the only one who's willing to. Anyways, let's talk about, speaking of fucking ourselves, let's talk about anatomy.
Okay.
Yeah. What's the deal with anatomy?
Shut the fuck up.
Hey, I'm
Seinfeld.
Seinfeld.
Yeah, like
hey.
Seinfeld. What is the deal with anatomy? I mean, come on.
Now I'm gonna make a shitty bee movie about bees.
And a woman.
And bestiality.
Ooh.
Man, that movie sucked. Let's talk about the bee movie.
It was watchable.
Mm-hmm.
Ish.
Barely. Why are you doing... You're ruining this perfectly good desk.
It's not that good.
We're at another public library.
Oh my gosh. Okay, talk about what a struggle it was.
So we went to first we went to the library we recorded at last time. They were going to close in 10 minutes. So we drove our ass all the way down to Johnston Library. I shouldn't even say the names.
You just beep it out.
We went all the way to a different library, 25 minutes away uptown. And that one didn't even have recording rooms, even though on the website it said it did. And so we drove all the way to downtown San Antonio.
Calling them recording rooms.
We went study rooms. Study rooms? And we went to the downtown San Antonio. Can you stop ruining the desk?
I can't.
Stop. Literally erase that.
It is.
You fucked it up.
You have eraser.
Here, erase that.
Okay.
She's ruining the desk that we're at. So we went all the way downtown, drove for a good 30, 40 minutes listening to
Cupcakes.
Some Cupcake. Oh, God.
She's an artist.
She's an artist like us, except more vulgar.
You want to sing some?
I'd rather not. It's like my neck and my back levels of
My neck, my back,
no.
my pussy, and my crack.
No. Anyways, speaking of necks, backs, pussies, and cracks, let's talk about anatomy.
You're right. This was a terrible idea.
I told you, and you're an idiot, and you suck, and you should be fired. I fire you. Go off the boat with Marty.
Sucks.
You've literally ruined this desk. We've been in here for 5 minutes.
We're like Frasier.
Okay, well, I guess Maya's going to spend the rest of the hour that we're recording here erasing
Take that lock.
erasing stuff off the desk. For now,
Why did you stop?
I did stop you. I said like 7 times, stop writing on the desk.
You're supposed to grab a child by the arm, almost like pulling
You're
it
not a
up.
child. You're
And you
18
say,
years old.
What did I tell you about me?
Why don't you listen to me? You're the reason father left. So, anatomy. Hands are bullshit. Like the hands that drew all over this fucking desk.
Fuck you. Everybody has problems with hands.
Hands are so...
I think that's what we faded in on the last podcast.
Yeah, and we're going to probably open up the rest of them. We're talking about how stupid hands are. Literally, God bless hands.
God bless hands.
Like, what are they? They're like
blessed
sponges with fingers, also made of sausage.
They have bone.
They have bones, and they got skin and meat.
They have bone like my wee wee.
Your wee-wee. And what's the deal with nut sacks, dude?
True, though.
What do they look like? I don't know. I'm a boy.
This game's a bunch of poopy ass dicks.
This dick's a bunch of poopy ass dicks.
A dick? Is that a bunch of poopy ass dicks?
Yeah, it's a bunch of them.
Okay.
It's a congregation of... Oh, fuck.
I hate this.
You ruined the desk.
I hate this.
You'll have to pay the city.
Do I, though?
No.
Are they going to come in and be like, Corbin?
It's all... Yeah, they're going to be in here, and they're going to be like, you can't use our rooms anymore because you drew all over the ass desk. And the rest of the library is going to be like, you can't borrow our rooms. And it's going to be all your fault. Ink Ocean Podcast ends here. This is the end.
There are other libraries.
2017 to 2018.
We really like this one, but, like, it's not soundproof.
It's not. It's, like, very... They can hear us in the hallway, I'm sure. But who the fuck cares?
Like, we have fans outside the door just, like, telling
Yeah.
us, like, can I suck your dick? And I'm like...
Please let me eat that pussy.
What the fuck? So, what are your thoughts on drawing pussy? We're on the topic
don't
of
even get
anatomy.
me started on vajayjays. I've never even seen one.
I recently drew one, and it was too small, so I had to resize it.
I used the transform tool to enlarge the pussy.
That sounded a lot different.
I needed to enlarge the pussy.
Yeah, so
Computer.
I stretched it out.
Zoom, enhance, enlarge.
Anyway.
God bless. No, body parts are hard in general. Faces are so hard. I don't get how noses work.
Noses aren't that bad. I feel
Noses are super bad unless you're drawing style. Unless you're being...
I'm so sorry.
You probably destroyed the mic.
I'm sorry.
Unless you're being stylistic and like drawing Steven Universe noses, it's pretty hard.
That's a nose.
That's a nose.
That's a nose.
She's drawing noses right now.
That's a nose.
Okay, but I'm talking about like
This is a
the
nose.
bridge and shit. Like the fucking... if you're drawing front view, you need to like do this stupid BS, and it looks...
That's a nose.
And it looks stupid. Welcome to the drawing podcast where we draw things you can't see. Anyways.
That's a nose.
Yes, it is. The viewer can't see this because they're not viewing. They're listening. The listener can't see this.
I'm teaching you.
Stop teaching me how to do things when the listener needs to... Shut up.
Anyway.
Eyeballs.
Still cleaning the desk.
Still cleaning the desk.
With
We
a
won't
tiny-
move on to the next topic
With
until...
a tiny shit eraser.
Here, use this tiny shit eraser.
Oh, God.
That one's probably outlived
better?
itself. I don't know.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah, because you blacked this one up.
No, like, I use my pants.
Ah, you
to
blacked it
clean-
up again.
I use my pants to clean erasers.
Use your pants?
You do this.
You're going to ruin your pants that way.
No, I'm not. It's cool that way.
It makes them ripped, and it makes me look cool and edgy.
Beyblade, let it rip
Yeah,
in my
baby.
ass.
No.
Why?
Beyblade was a stupid show.
How dare you?
It was stupid. Turn your phone off.
Fuck off. It's
You're going to get fired.
Oh, it's Anna.
Just turn your sound off.
No.
Please.
I must know.
We're professionals.
If my madre, how do you say it in
Well,
Japanese? Okasan.
Okasan.
My Okasan.
My old cast-on, you know the one.
My old cast iron.
Oh, speaking of cast iron, guess what I got for Christmas?
A cast iron?
I got some pans, dog.
Why?
I got some pans so I can cook some stuff when I move out.
House. Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So, I mean, I can make some dinner.
Do you know how to cook?
Kind of. I can make shrimp.
You can make shrimp?
I can make
okay,
shrimp.
You're living with us.
Okay, cool, lit. Oh, what else is hard to draw?
Put some sesame oil on that bitch. I love shrimp with sesame oil.
I'm a bit more of like an oyster sauce kind of guy.
Fuck you.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I feel like, I don't know.
You know, so anyways.
It's so much like, kind of like weird, awkward, like not like.
Not what?
Talking over each other. Like,
are we really?
Insane.
I don't think we are.
Without Mari.
Well, Mari just like runs the show. She's like king girl.
Why isn't she she's the princess that we took with us.
Yeah, we stole her from the pirate ship.
I'm a pirate.
We're not even talking about anatomy anymore. What is this?
Okay.
Okay, what are your...
Have you ever drawn teeth?
Yes, I have actually, but I've only drawn monster teeth. I don't draw human teeth.
There's like a thing. You like draw a ribbon.
You draw a ribbon?
Yeah, and then you do the mouth. And then that's teeth.
I don't like that.
It's a thing.
It doesn't make sense.
And then... What? Look,
she's drawing a mouth.
You get an idea because this is the inside tooth, and then these are the outside tooths.
Wonderful. So, teeth are fucking hard. However, stop chewing in the microphone. I recently drew a monster who is a brain monster for my comic book. And he has this split in his head. It's a complete vertical split where it just... His jawline is right in the middle of his head and it opens up.
Like a vagina?
Kind of. And there's like teeth on the side. And they're really cool looking because they're like... Most people draw sharp teeth to like be intimidating and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I feel like having flat teeth is kind of creepier. Like sharp teeth are... Huh? Oh, sorry. We have a Black Butler ass over here.
Fuck you.
A Black Butler weeb.
No, because, like, okay, there's multiple characters. There's Grell, and there's Rin from Free.
Right.
And I think that it adds. And there's, like, no reason for them to have those teeth.
Yeah, they're just, it's character expressive.
Expressive?
I'd say so.
But they always have them.
Well, yeah. It just adds more to their character.
Yeah.
It's like Kirishima.
But, like, not even.
You haven't seen... In My Hero Academia, there's a character named Kirishima who has sharp teeth. And he has them for no reason. He just has sharp teeth.
Sharp teeth are my kink.
Daddy, bite me. Shark me, Dad.
Oh, God, no.
Sorry, this is terrible. So, I always thought, yeah, like, sharp teeth aren't necessarily intimidating anymore. But I feel like normal teeth are underutilized in horror monsters and stuff like that. So I want to start just using a lot of normal teeth for my characters.
I'm sorry.
Are you? Genuinely? No.
Afterwards, yes. I was like, this is going to be great. I have a burp coming.
This is going to be funny if I expel my gas into the microphone. Maya.
I'm sorry. Oh, look at that.
You should have been doing that from the beginning.
I thought about it, but then I thought about that.
It's fine. The cleaner the table is, the better.
Okay.
Oh my God.
You can hear my keys.
I can hear everything. This is absolutely the best episode of the Ink Ocean Podcast. You should subscribe, follow, give us likes, tag us on LinkedIn, follow us on Facebook.
No one uses Facebook anymore.
You should friend us on MySpace and put him as your best friend.
Ew.
So.
I saw you hang out with Caitlin yesterday. Rebecca, it's not what you think. I won't hesitate, bitch.
Fucking Vines. Vines are going to be the death of us all when Vine 2 comes out. Stop. We just got done writing on the desk and you're writing more. Please erase the rest of the desk, please. Like, this is... Like, it actually just got worse, Maya.
It did not.
It
got a little better.
It's actually terrible. Like, they're going to kick us out. Please more. Harder.
Okay.
Actually, that's kind of working. Keep doing that, please.
Told you. I can't.
You can do it.
I'm laughing. You're not gonna have a razor by the end of this.
I don't care. As long as that desk is clean, I don't care.
They're gonna be like, this desk is way cleaner than when they went inside.
So anyways.
You shouldn't have broke that mechanical pencil, I told you.
It wasn't my fault. You shouldn't have played around with it.
You broke it!
I broke it because you were threatening me.
Give me that. It's got more. Don't keep that there.
I don't know if I should cut this out or just restart the whole podcast. Maya, we haven't even talked about anatomy. Like, we're not even on topic. We're just literally erasing. Fuck.
Talk about anatomy while I erase.
No, I'm done. No, anatomy's over.
Okay, next one.
Rip in peace, anatomy. Speaking of writing all over desks, let's talk about writing in comic books. I'll actually talk about my comic book while Maya erases her big old mistake.
I'll be... Me?
Yes.
I'll be erasing myself.
So anyways, for those of you who don't know, I've been working on an independent comic for a while called... This is going to be really annoying in the background. I've been working on my own independent comic for a while, about 9 months, and it's a comic book called Wick, and it's essentially about these people who had goals that they wanted to complete, and they weren't able to complete them. And so they move on to the afterlife when they die, and are given a second chance at completing those goals. In a completely different world, they're not reborn as humans, they're reborn as these weird, like, creatures based on, like, what they need to accomplish. It's all correlated, and it's all, like, very spirit-oriented. There's no, like, big religion tied to it. It's just kind of like a fun story that has afterlife in it. And I've been trying to, like, write a good, cohesive, like, story that makes sense, and in doing so, I've changed so many details. There are characters who I wrote who were supposed to be, like... Your arm tired?
My arm hasn't been this tired since the last time I jerked off. I'm so tired.
I'm taking the mic away from Maya. She doesn't have access to the mic anymore.
I'm part of this too.
No, you're not. Not until the desk is clean.
I'm doing my best.
Right ass in it.
I did.
Oh, you did? I'm surprised.
Really?
I didn't even notice.
Right ass and it's there.
So anyways, there have been characters that I wrote to be, like, evil that are turning out to actually be, like, good. There are characters that I originally wrote to be, what?
I need the other one.
Characters that I wrote to be, like, you know, good, that I'm changing to be evil, and then I'm like, you know what? This feels too cliche. I don't want to have plot twists. I just want to have confusion. I feel like putting you in the character's boots and not giving you all the details would probably give you, like, a better experience. It's fine. Give you a better experience of the story overall. So I've been trying to write characters that operate in a gray area. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have you been listening?
I have.
Characters that operate in a gray area. You know, they're not really good. They're not really evil. They're just doing their thing. Which I think is probably better because there's a lot of things that people can relate to with, you know,
an anti-hero?
Not necessarily an anti-hero. It's not like they're going to, you know, like, be murdering innocent people because they have a bigger goal to accomplish. It's more along the lines of, like, I have my own personal goal to accomplish, and I'll help who I can along the way. But there's also going to be tons of, like, shit standing in my way, and it might even be other people. So it's like, what do I have to do if I want to survive, if I want to live, you know?
Yeah.
I might have to stomp a few other fools on the way. Yeah, I just feel like that's something that, like, a lot of people can relate to, and not because they want to, but because we kind of have to. In life, there's a lot of people that, like, we end up losing or end up hurting, and not because we want to, but because for our own good, for our own personal interest and our own benefit, you know.
How long have you been working on this?
I've been working on Wick for about 9 months now. It's been a long process. I came up with the idea over a year ago, but actually put work into it about 9 months ago when I started designing the first character. At first, Wick was actually named Peter, and he was a lot chunkier. I don't know.
Peter Griffin?
No, I have Waiter.
Waiter.
No, Wick is a character that has been reworked over and over again at least 8 or 9 times, and I don't think I'm done working on him.
I'm about to have one strong arm. Maya strong arm.
Maya big arm for big kill. So just so you have reference, you could go on to Instagram right now and just look up official.wick, and you'll see my art account for Wick. You could look at some of the character designs. The most recent Wick that you'll see on there is a close-up of my character Wick. Actually, no, there's actually a fully colored art piece that I did on my phone. That's probably the most recent version of Wick, like head to toe, that you'll see. And so, God bless, this is so loud.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. You're fine, dude. So, anyways, I had been working on Wick's design for a long time. It started off, he was not looking like that. He was not thin. He didn't even have a scarf. He wasn't even made of wax. Right now he's made of wax. But originally, Wick was intended to be a skeleton named Peter who wore a hoodie and was very short and chunky as opposed to tall and lanky. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh shit. Wait a minute. Wick was supposed to be Sans Undertale.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm not wrong. I just realized
You're not.
I drew him after Sans. Oh my god. Oh no. This is so sad.
Is that what you literally originally?
Oh my god. Was my story an Undertale fan fiction?
Why do you have blonde hair?
What do you mean blonde hair?
You have blonde hair.
No, that's just a fucking dandruff.
You have blonde hair.
Bitch, I don't have blonde hair.
It shines in the light.
I'm Hispanic.
You're white looking.
I have that Aryan blood.
What the fuck?
That pure white blood.
Can I be done?
Are you done? It's not. There's still marks fucking everywhere.
It's not as bad as it was.
Oh my god. Guys, we're going to get kicked out, and it's going to be Maya's fault, and Ink Ocean will end here.
There are other places to record.
But what if they kick us out of all public libraries?
Nothing.
Then I'll have to save for an apartment, and it'll be your fault.
That looks way better.
Yeah, but there's still marks.
Dude, it wasn't crystal clear when we got here.
Oh my god. Oh, hey, Maya.
What?
You are writing a comic right now, are you not?
Yes, I am.
Yes, you are. Would you care to talk about the comic while we trade places and I finish up cleaning the desk?
Yes, please.
And the writing that you do in your comics.
Okay.
What inspires you?
So, what up? I hope that's not like Casser in the background, because like...
Oh, it's going to be terribly annoying and jarring.
Oh god, I'm sorry.
Did I put background music over this?
Elevator music.
I was trying to go high, but like my voice just doesn't do that.
It can.
Oh. Kick me in the nuts real quick. Hold up. No.
Alright, so anyway, my comic. So I've been...
Maya, I literally gave you paper to draw on, and you draw on the fucking desk. I'm not done.
It was a loose piece of lead you broke off.
Just continue with your story.
Okay, fine. So I've been working on is a loose term, my comic for about, since sophomore year. It's like 3 or 4 years or something.
God bless.
And it started off because my house had just gotten broken, and I was like, what if, like, I was there and I got shot and died, but then I came back to life? I don't know. To, like, avenge.
It's a human fan fiction.
Avenge my own self.
Real life fan fiction.
And then I drew her, and she was so fucking terrible looking, and she had a mask on because I wanted her to be, like, something special, but, like, that's stupid. And then I was like, yeah, that's her. I'm going to write a comic about it and all this shit. And I was drawing this all on the way to my trip to Austin. And then later on I was like, no, she needs gray eyes because she's dead. And
I love this.
And then I was like, yeah, and she's weird, so, like, her mom's going to, like, her parents are going to be like, you're weird, get out of here. You're free because she has powers now. And I was like, why does she have powers? And I was like, because a sorcerer man was around, brought her back to life. That's why she's alive and was able to avenge herself. She has some magic in her. And they have a love story. And I was like, yeah. And then I remember this blob thing that I drew in a past comic that I decided not to work on anymore because it was shit.
The Oobleck?
Well, he floats. He looks like...
Don't draw it because I don't have to put it in the podcast.
Okay, well, it's just a blob with, like, eyes like this.
Just like that?
And he's black.
Oh, so it's a okay, for those of you who have played Undertale, it's essentially a black Nabstablook.
But, like, a blob in the air.
It's a floating blob with simple circle eyes.
It's supposed to be like a mist or something. I don't know. Anyway.
He's like Kimchi from Chowder.
Kimchi. What?
Chowder's pet cloud.
Yeah, well, but black.
Because he's emo.
But I was like, yeah, but, like, the clip that I took him from the comic that he previously had decided not to work on was that he was a blob and she was in the middle of a battle. Her enemy was like, made her cry, and he's like, no, and like as his hand slowly reaches towards her, it turns into like human hand, and he like finishes off her like enemy, and they end up like in a relationship. I was young. and I was like, he can be in it too. And I was like, haha, love triangle. I don't know where to go from here. And I was like, fuck that. It's not going to be a love triangle. So if I'm just going to give away a lot of things that like I've decided so far for my comic, because I have not technically written it down, but it's all in my head.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
A lot of my details are just up in my head. If I die, it's gone.
Same. Like, okay, so she's a regular girl because I didn't want her to be like those like anime or like comic books, like they have a tragic past and then suddenly they're saved by themselves and they're this great person. No. She's like average. She's your everyday person, but like she was like running low on like money. She was about to get kicked out. She just lost her job. She was dealing with like a little bit of depression.
Why does that sound like me? Shut the fuck.
But then this demon is like, hey, give me your soul and I'll make your life right. And she's like, what? That's kind of cliche. Like, I want her to like be like that person that's like no bullshit. And he's like, no, like he gets angry because she's like calling it out. She's like, if I'm gonna die, it's gonna be on my own terms, not by some fucking
creepy
stupid ass demon like you. And he gets angry, kills her, but like that demon was being tracked down by the sorcerer. Sorcerer kills the demon, saves her because he was there, takes her under his wing, teaches her magic, but he like knows he's like not gonna make the next battle, so he puts like a dormant spell on himself if he does get fatally wounded.
Yeah.
And she thinks he's dead because he forgot to tell her. He decided not to because he didn't want her to obsess over his his limp body.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so she's like, he's dead, and she basically puts him in his room. And he's basically immortal. But in my comic, immortal doesn't mean live forever. Nothing can kill you.
Right.
It's just live forever until something happens. Yes.
There's like a time limit.
No, there's no time limit. Like if somebody shoots you, then you're dead. You can't.
Oh, you can naturally live forever, but if you're attacked.
Right.
Got it. So you just have to be killed to die.
Yes.
That sucks.
Killed or like you can kill yourself.
Because eventually it will happen. Like you'll die somehow.
Somehow, like
aside from natural causes.
even if it's like an accident or just bleeding out. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, that's like what I was going for. I didn't want like this invincible like character.
Yeah. Why would you?
Yeah.
Speaking of, actually, originally in Wick, my characters were all going to be, like, they would die and just come back to life, but lose all their memories.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that was stupid, and that'd take a lot of time to rewrite. So, yeah, now they can just die. They can just straight up die.
Anyway, what was I saying?
Oh, you didn't want to make them like invincible beings or gods. You just wanted to have them be like.
Yeah.
They can live for a long time.
So he's dormant.
Yeah.
And she kind of leaves the place that like he took her to, which is an invisible place on top of a building in New York because I fucking love New York. I've never been, but I've always longed for it.
Donate to our Patreon so we could go to New York.
Dude, I'd love that.
We don't have a Patreon.
You should. Anyway, what? Oh, so she goes off. She's losing her mind because of grief. She kills random gangs, bad people, demons who have done nothing wrong. Not all demons are bad in the comic. There's also like a higher order.
Yeah, demons traditionally have like chiefdoms and stuff like that.
Well, like, because like they do magic, there's like a higher order to like keep everybody in line.
In check.
Yeah. There's like a higher order. There's
that's as clean as it's
Grim
gonna get.
Reaper. Yeah. There's a lot of other like extras.
Wait, Reaper's a demon?
Reaper's not a demon.
Oh.
But she can't mess with them because they're not like bad. They just exist, and she's like, "Hi, what's up?" And he's like, "Hey, so you we're supposed to die," basically, and she like goes off, like, but then she meets Blob Guy.
What's his name?
I haven't choose a name.
Oh.
Blob Guy comes up. He's like, "What's up?"
I'm Blob Guy.
And the thing is that he's always been shut the fuck up. He's always been an outcast because he's a blob and he doesn't know where he's from and all this shit.
Yeah.
And so he like hides in the shadows. He looks like a shadow, kind of. And when
are you gonna change his design or like no? You like it?
I like it.
Okay, cool. I mean, I like it too.
The simplicity.
That's probably really loud.
Whatever. They become friends. He takes her out of that rut, and she cures his like thing because there's supposed to be like this background thing where like he was born like very powerful, the only very powerful person in this comic, but like the sorcerer suppressed that, made him into this, so that way nobody would like want to be around him, which is fucked up. But I don't know. That's what I
so
say.
Sorcerer and Blob Dude have a bit of a falling out.
He doesn't know the sorcerer.
So why the sorcerer?
He was a baby. He was a small child.
Is this like a Voldemort Harry Potter situation?
I didn't really watch. I didn't pay attention. I didn't pay attention to Harry Potter.
No, same.
Yeah.
I just paid attention like the first and last movie.
What happened with them?
Huh?
What happened with them?
Oh, essentially, like, Voldemort's just like, oh, this baby's gonna be very powerful. I don't want it. So he tries to kill him, but then he's like, oh, it won't work, so I'll just put a curse on him.
He doesn't try killing him. He, like...
just puts a curse on him.
Yeah, but it's more, like, to protect everybody else, because, like, that's dangerous.
Having all this power.
Yeah. As a small child, like, you go to the playground, a kid pushes you, it's like... the kid explodes, like, you don't want that. So he does that. Anyway, they get out of the rut. She cures his thing because he cares for another person, shows, like, kindness. Someone reached their hand out to him. He reached his hand out to them, what have you. Curse is lifted.
Nice.
He's proved himself to be a good person. And, she, like, pieces out. She's like, I'll catch you later. He's like, cool. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. I'll get to it.
Are these like the main points of your story? There's gonna be a lot more in between, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I don't know. She goes back to the house because she gets a letter. It's from the sorcerer. And she's like, this isn't real. He died. She goes there. And I drew this out. This is the part that I drew out. She goes there. She's like, oh shit, it's actually him. She's done a lot of like bad shit, but she doesn't want him to know. She's cut her hair. She's changed. She's a different person by now. But like he's like healed from being dormant, so like that's why he's called her. And that's weird looking.
Oh, what I'm drawing?
Yeah.
I'll talk about it in a little bit.
All right. Calls her back. They like reminisce.
And then they do the sex.
They do.
Oh, cool.
They do the sex. And you remember the one that I showed you, right?
Oh, yeah. I remember. Yeah. Speaking of, you should probably plug your Instagram while you can.
Oh yeah, the Underground 99.
Follow that account for some nice memes and some quality art.
Art and myself. I like
and pictures of herself.
Yeah.
She's a very lovely lady. You should follow her.
I think I look like a potato most of the time. Anyway.
Like a fried potato or like a baked potato.
Like a grab from the ground, ugly ass.
Oh no!
Love, yeah.
Roots and all.
That's why I take those like pictures. Like I look good. I'm gonna do. What's up? What was I talking about before this?
Oh, you said they do the sex.
Oh yeah.
They get together. They have the sex part.
The comic piece that I posted, which is old, and I decided to change the character design, so I'll have to redo it. Is the morning after. She gets up way early. Leaves a note, which is fucked up, but like she I don't know, she doesn't want to go back to being she doesn't want to go back. She wants to move forward. Like she fucking lost her mind and he didn't tell her.
Yeah, he kind of like ruined her early stages of all this power, I guess. Her first experience with like this other world kind of bullshit.
Well, no, that wasn't like... They've been together for a while by then. But, like, the I don't know what the note will say. She's leaving and all this shit. But he, like, finds it, runs out, and, like, calls from her from the top of the building. And he's like, Venus, please don't go. Which is just a filler name because I don't know what to actually name her.
Yeah.
And she basically...
I have a lot of filler names.
Basically, from what I have in the comic... well, just that one page that I did.
Mm-hmm.
What happens after it is like literally, she's just like looks up at him, tries to like smile and like waves goodbye, and he like doesn't want to like force her or anything, but so he like slides down and just like cries. It's
heartbreaking.
Yeah. But, like, she finds, like, this dude who's, like, suffering from, like, progressive monsterism.
Oh, okay.
Guess. And, yeah.
And she's going to get some monster...
They just date for a while.
Monster hand-holding?
Yeah. I guess.
Sounds wholesome.
Yeah. They date for a while. I think he kind of starts off like that. It's on my Instagram. He looks like a tough dude.
A big, strong man.
Yeah, and then he ends up, like, it progresses. He has horns, big teeth, like, his eyes, like, are so set in his skull that, like, you can't see them.
Sunken.
Yeah. He looks like a skull monster with huge horns, big teeth, buffed out, big dude. Like, really tall. And it starts, like, consuming him. Basically, so she has to like run to the sorcerer for help, and he's like,
now it's a love triangle.
A little bit, but it's more of like, do I help this person because he's really kind? What about Venus? Like all this shit, like that's as far as I got to.
I like it.
Yeah, thanks.
Sounds good so far. Sounds like a good read.
Thanks.
I'd read it. Just keep working on it. Don't give up. All you artists out there who are listening, don't give up on your dreams. You better finish what you're doing. If you don't, I will actually fucking stab you. No, that's a joke.
And if you don't want to finish it, then just rework it.
Yeah, true. If you don't want to finish something, like if you truly are starting to hate what you're working on, make something else, or just work what you're doing into something else.
Yeah, like mine. Like it started off as just this chick who woke up dead.
Yeah.
And now it's this huge thing that I kind of put together.
I had a couple stories that I kind of wanted to put out there. I had started working on this one called That One Rude Show, which was going to be a comic in the style of, like, I guess, Adult Swim shows. Mm-hmm. And so it was essentially going to be like...
That sounds nice.
Huh?
That sounds nice.
Oh, yeah,
that
thank
one
you.
Rude show.
Yeah, That One Rude Show.
Style. Nice.
Yeah, and it'd be a comic, like I guess like a gag comic, like a 4 or 5 panel thing. Just quick, like, jokes with characters that will kind of make sense. And I won't really build much of a story. It'll just be like, oh, these characters are goofy and they're making jokes. But I ended up hating most of the character designs that I came up with for it, and hating the concept. It was very, it was very conservative at the time. I had a much different outlook on life, so a lot of the jokes were very inappropriate and rude and hurtful for the most part.
Well, it's called That Rude Show or whatever.
Yeah. So I basically removed most of the characters. I threw them away because I didn't care about them. I didn't care about that story. However, there was one design that I made, and I tried to rework him into his own thing because I really enjoyed that design. His name was Yu, like Y-U, and he's this... It's like Japanese for rain, and he's he's basically a simplified human outline. Has no face. He just has a giant. The only defining detail is a giant heart on the center of his chest. He comes from a clan of people who they all are born with a different like Care Bears are all born with like a different mark on their chest, right? But they're all born with like anger or hate or content or violence or something, and he was born with a heart. He was the only one born with the heart. He's the only one who, and that's mainly their main emotion.
What does content look like?
I don't know. They all have like different symbols for different things. So I guess it's like X's and weird circles and stuff like that.
Care Bear boys.
Yeah, Care Bear boys. But my boy Yu, who's born with a heart, he's experiences love more than any other emotion. So I decided, what if I just made a comic about like this character trying to go out and experience love? The story didn't really work out too well. I tried to make it futuristic and dystopian and tried to make other races and clans. It didn't really work out. The details felt wrong, and the characters felt wrong, and everything felt awkward. And eventually I reworked him to be, or I reworked his entire clan to be a group of villagers in my new story, Wick. So they're actually going to be there.
So go check out Wick.
Yeah, so they'll be in Wick. What?
Your ear.
Just pinched my ear. Oh, yeah, because I'm like nervous talking about my passion. And then I bought one of those EOS lip balms, the one that looks like an egg, and she just put it on the microphone.
It's chapsticks where it's at. It's cheap, affordable chapstick.
Yeah, but cheap, affordable chapstick.
This episode is sponsored by Chapstick.
I keep forgetting Chapstick is actually name brand. It's a lip balm, but we just call all lip balms Chapstick.
Yeah.
It's stupid. It's like how we call all bandages Band-Aids.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Is it though?
Yeah, it's stupid.
Band-Aids. They're called Band-Aids.
Whatever. No, they're called bandages.
I don't like that name.
But we call the brands Band-Aid. Anyways.
That Ballistex is Chapstick.
There's a lot of other comics that I made. A lot of other like characters that I made from other comics that I liked the designs of, so I'm carrying them over. One of them is a Guardian. I created a design of it's essentially a human who has very large ears, a very large nose, very small eyes, and very big lips. And they are what? It's
You're
just
describing me?
It's a human with a very over-exaggerated face, very expressive. They're usually bald and they're huge. They're like gigantic. Like they can stand and see the other side of the world. They can see the backs of themselves. That's how big they are. And so
big dick.
they don't have genitals, thank God. I created them for a zombie comic that I was working on back in the day. These zombies were like undergoing different mutagens, and they were like evolving and becoming these like weird creatures that like were hardly resembling zombies. So these guardians were meant to be big like ass zombies, like huge ones that like towered over the entire planet.
Big ass zombies.
Big ass zombies, and yeah, with big butts too. No, and that concept kind of fell apart pretty early. Mm-hmm. I created a bunch of characters that felt too like LOL random. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like very like RAR XD characters
Invader Zim?
Essentially. Very Invader Zim-esque characters, and I was like, ugh, these are gross. So I kind of abandoned the whole project, but I loved the concept and idea of the Guardian, and so I'm carrying it over into Wick as a dead race. They were a species, yes. It's this man, over-proportioned faces, small eyes, huge, naked, no genitals though, and they have.
This looks like an egg.
They have these like moving power, like I guess power lines all over their body, like circles that kind of like spread out all over their body, based on where they're touching and like impact and stuff like that. It's just to make them look cool. They're blue and light blue. What? They're blue dabba-dee dabba-da?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we got past that joke. Anyways, so they're going to be in Wick as a race that died a long time ago. And there's just one dead body left.
Speaking of characters,
let's
talk about ships, OTPs, waifus, and husbandos.
So I gotta say, definite husbando is Jotaro from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I'd give him a hug.
A hug?
Yeah.
A solid hug.
A big solid hug. Because he's not gay.
Okay.
If he was, we'll talk about that.
In another episode. In the future.
Oh God. He's 17.
Okay.
Have you seen his design at all?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so
I'm
he's
sure
essentially
he looks way older.
he's a huge big buff dude who looks like he's in his 30s, because that's what all JoJo's character looks like.
Yeah.
All of them.
I've seen.
So and then there's like these like comparison pictures of like Jotaro and the other characters from other animes that are 17 years old. So it'll be like this guy from like Host Club is 17 and it's this little baby, and then it's like
This little baby here.
yeah, he's like this little baby face.
Honey.
I think so. Okay. Yeah, but it's like, oh, he's actually like basically an adult. And then it shows a picture of Jotaro, and he's just this big ass dude, and he's like 17 years old. And he's like smoking 5 cigarettes at the same time.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, it's really good.
Sounds like stupid.
Yeah. So yeah, husbando is definitely Jotaro. What do you got? What's your husbando card or your waifu card?
Lately, my husbando has been William T. Spears, because I have no idea. I think it's I don't know, like the maturity, I guess, in him. Like Ronald Knox is very like, let's go party. Hey, I've been flirting with the girl in general affairs. And Grell is very like, Sebastian, when are we gonna date and touch butts? And William, when are we gonna date and touch butts? And William's literally just like, I'm doing my job and all this stuff. And I don't know why I like him. I just do.
Like Grell or the voice actor for him?
What do you mean?
Who are you talking about? Who's William?
William T. Spears from Black Butler.
Oh, that's the name of a character?
Yeah.
Shoot, I thought they all had like British names.
You know what? Everybody sounds British, and William's just like, let's go.
I'm American.
I don't know what he is.
Is that the dub or?
Yeah, that's the dub.
I wonder how like Japanese voice actors would actually
they just
like
talk.
Yeah, they just talk in their native sound.
Sound?
Yeah, we have a dialect.
Yeah, I guess.
We speak American.
American.
So we have two good husbandos. Let's go on to waifus, man.
I gotta think.
Gotta think about it. It's not a real waifu then. You know who my waifu is? My waifu is Rosalina from Super Mario. Rosalina. Short blonde hair. White.
White.
Just kidding. I'm not actually super into
Oh no. Sorry.
Mario characters. I actually can't think of like my waifu.
My waifu is from this webcomic on Webtoons. It's from the Miss Abbott and the Doctor or something like that. And her teacher or whatever, she's so beautiful. I love her. She's I guess, what is it? Yours was white, mine is black.
A beautiful black woman?
A lot of hair, and I love it.
Wonderful. That sounds
Ships.
awesome. Wait, I wanna think about my waifu.
Okay.
I don't know who my waifu is.
I mean, I'm sure you think about your waifu on those lonely
Who's
nights.
my waifu? Where are you, waifu? God bless. Okay. If I had to pick one, this is so hard.
Like my dick.
All right, moving on. I don't have a waifu. Guys, suggest waifus,
You don't?
please.
You
I'm-
should-
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
On the page.
We just know. Okay, that's fine. Let's talk
We
about
just cleaned the table.
our ships and OTPs. If you don't know what those are, get out.
Go eat a Tide Pod.
Run away. Go eat a Tide Pod. So, when it comes to ships and OTPs, I like shipping anyone. I don't really care if they have an emotional connection or if they were ever assumed to like each other in the series. I just like, these two characters would probably be good together, even though I don't have any proof of that, canonically. What about you? Do you have a strict, canon policy, or...
Your voice. Policy?
Yeah, it has to have been kind of canon to be my ship. No?
No.
All right, let's talk about your favorite ships. Who do you like shipping?
Who do I like shipping? I told you some.
Tell me a few.
Yeah, Ib and Gary.
Oh, God.
This one is an old one that I used to ship. I also like shipping Jareth and Sarah from Labyrinth.
Yeah. That's an abusive relationship right there.
Is it though?
No, okay, if you took Toby out of the equation, they probably would have gotten along really well.
Because she was very I don't know. Theatric.
They met the wrong way.
Yes.
If they were just like...
He's like, this is how I get a girl. Steal her little brother.
Steal the brother.
Steal the brother. Get
No,
the girl.
that ballroom scene is so breathtaking. Forget about the baby. I miss you, David Bowie.
Me too.
Rep in peace. Rep in peace, David Bowie.
Rep in peace. Beyblade, let it rip in my ass. Okay.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh, I shipped them. Okay, I got so into Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Freshman year. I went home, I watched Labyrinth, the whole movie, and then...
Then you read the manga.
And then I listened to the music.
Yeah.
And then I would read, fan,
Yeah,
comics.
What was the fan comic you showed me? The good
really
one?
good one?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I totally forgot what it's called. Karen something.
There's a really good deviant artist who made a Labyrinth fan comic, and it is so good.
She updates once a year, and I need more.
She's trying her best.
I know,
but God damn, that's
need
good. If any of you
more.
know that, please.
She draws David Bowie.
Yeah, it's actually David.
Yeah.
Like, the character designs are really nice.
Yeah.
Like, they look human, but just cartoonish enough that it's like, oh, they can actually work with Hoggle and Bluto. How do you say it?
Pluto.
Is it Bluto or Pluto? Bluto.
Ludo. Ludo's not in it.
Oh, Ludo's not in it?
No. Ludo and Sir Didymus are not in it.
God bless.
But
Hoggle is.
Yeah. And Toby's older.
Toby's older. Is there there's a new character though, right? Like a new side character?
Recently they ran into this redhead who like is like, the king, and Sarah's like, fuck off. And he's like,
Jareth.
He's like, why are you acting like this? She's like, because, and I'm like, this is what I need between them. I need
actual
positive contact.
Confirmation.
Yeah.
I hope they have a kissy.
I also found the Labyrinth comic. It does exist. It is out of print because it's Tokyo Pop.
Mm-hmm.
But
oh yeah, Tokyo Pop is just dead. Remember, it just fucking died.
Yeah. But like I was just in like half-price books and I was looking through the manga section and all of a sudden it was like Labyrinth, and it was at the time that I was like super into Labyrinth. Like go home, watch the movie, listen to the music, read some stuff, watch the movie before I go to bed. Next day, same thing again.
Oh my god.
I'm not even joking.
It's pretty good.
But it was bad how like obsessed I was with it, and I was like, yes, but I never like was like Jareth is daddy. I never. I wanted them to be together, only them.
Yeah, like I'm not worthy. It has to be Sarah and Jareth.
Yeah. and I had to get a comic. Like I found the one at the store, and I was like, I need more. So I read the second one online, and they're like, if you want to read the third and the fourth, you have to buy them. I'm like, Dad, give me the money,
please.
Please, and I got them.
I can't believe you actually let me read them. Like, I feel like I did. You let me borrow all of your copies. I read the entire story.
What'd you think?
It was really good. Like, it wasn't terrible.
I'm trying to remember. Oh.
It felt like a fan fiction.
It did.
It did, but it wasn't terrible.
No.
Toby was a good character.
Oh, yeah, Toby is the main character.
Toby is the main character, not Sarah.
But...
and it's also just it's just David Bowie again. Like the art for him, he's just realistic David Bowie.
It's not that realistic. It's a lot more.
I mean, he has manga eyes.
It's not bad manga eyes though. It's not. It's more like cartoon.
Sorry, now I'm just picturing like David Bowie's music videos with big old anime eyes.
It's more like what's that Legend of Zelda cartoon?
Oh shoot, the only one. The excuse me, princess one.
Yes, I don't.
Or are you talking about the CDI ones?
What? CDI or CGI?
The CDI ones.
That?
The really crappy, like, MS Paint animated Legend of Zelda games.
I don't know. One of them. It looks like that. If you understand what I mean. But it's not bad.
Okay.
And I like almost like screamed when I like saw Jareth at the bar.
Screamed.
Like, okay, Jareth was like, stalking Sarah like
as
he
usual.
does. Yes. But like, he's at a bar, restaurant, something, and he's watching Sarah, and in comes this older man. She like kisses him, and I'm like, no. And he like leaves.
Oh yeah,
quietly.
she's like dating someone, right?
She's dating someone.
Shoot, yeah.
That's the only time you hear about
That's
it.
the canon punch in the gut. Like,
yeah.
Sarah, she didn't fall for Jareth. Canon.
Almost. At the end, she's like, oh yeah, I remember my like, because I was taken away from her was her like, fantasy part of herself.
Yeah.
And she like wants to be with him, but then realizes, and then you're like, it's like not the ending I wanted, but it was good enough, I guess.
Yeah. It was it satisfied me, but it didn't make me appreciate what could have been.
Apparently there was only supposed to be 3. They're like, but we wanted it longer, so we made 4.
Nice.
It's like,
yeah, it's a very short series.
But the ending, I felt like it was too rushed. Like they should have gone for 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it got pretty tense, like right at like all the stuff that was building up between 1, 2, and kind of 3 just all got dropped.
Yeah, it was like Everybody is saved.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. Jareth is a king again.
Moppet's nice. Moppet's cute.
Yeah, I guess.
I want to kiss her nose.
Oh, and there's a fairy.
Yeah, the support character was like Toby's Hoggle was a little pixie.
Mm-hmm. Well, she was a fairy.
Was it a fairy or a pixie?
It's a fairy because fairies exist
Oh,
and they
okay.
bite. Remember?
I thought pixies
In the
bite.
movie. No.
Pixies are mosquitoes.
He's like, what did you expect fairies to do? And she's like, I thought they did nice things, like granting wishes. He's like, she'll let you know. I'm sorry if I spit everywhere.
You can quote the whole movie.
Yes.
Actually,
I can quote Beetlejuice, by the way.
I knew this guy who, whenever you quoted one single line from Labyrinth, his name was Pierce. Mm-hmm. He was in my theater class, and whenever you quoted one line from Labyrinth, he'd continue quoting it until he got to the end of the movie.
Really?
He knew like the entire thing from the, and he would act out
all
some
class.
Yeah,
He
would act out some of the parts too. So like the hands, he would do some of them. Because some of them could be done with one hands. Like there's this little scene where Sarah falls down a well filled with like hands that grab her, and they come together to make faces that talk like bop bop bop.
Come on, which way?
Come on, which way?
Up
or down? I guess I'll go down. She chose down.
I guess since I'm going that way, I'll go down.
She chose down.
She chose down. I love that one because he looks like a snail.
They all look really good. So
Jim
he
Henson.
does some of the hand motions and rip in peace, Jim Henson. You made some of my favorite. You made the Muppets. You made Dark
Sesame
Crystal.
Street, Dark Crystal.
Dark Crystal, and that one got a manga too. I didn't read that one.
Me neither.
I didn't care to read it.
I didn't care for the movie a lot.
I did. I thought the movie was great.
It was okay.
They were gonna make a mini series on Netflix. They had bought the rights to Dark Crystal to make a mini series.
I got Dark Crystal for Christmas, and I'm like,
the movie.
Thanks, yeah.
It's a movie.
But I also got like an anniversary edition of Labyrinth, which has like art in it.
Yeah.
I was like, thank you.
I couldn't help myself to watch the behind the scenes, like in the 25th anniversary of Labyrinth or whatever. Yeah, I had that edition, and they had like the whole Friday dance, but like without the green screen. So it's these guys holding up the puppets, and they're just like.
Isn't it like black?
Yeah, it's black. My bad. They went on a black background so they can hide themselves in the scenery of the movie. But like if you pay attention during the movie, you can see the guys dancing around in the back, waving the puppets.
It's so bad.
It's pretty bad.
It's probably they went for like velvet or something, so that way it looks like flat.
Mm-hmm.
But in the movie, when you put like a picture of it, it looks
especially on
flat.
New TVs. Like when you see them, you can see like the outline because color has gotten so much better, color contrast.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh no,
yeah.
I can see the people dancing.
But it's a good song, I think. I like it.
It's Friday. Na, 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 na,
What?
na,
No.
na, na.
It's like...
That's not what they sing?
No.
What do they sing?
It's like, don't have no problems. And then...
I thought it was Friday.
No. They're called Fireys.
It's fiery.
No,
that doesn't work. What do they say?
And your chin is dragging on the ground, and even down looks up. I don't know. Bad luck. Like, just being chill, basically.
Bad luck.
Just being chill.
I love the music in Labyrinth. It's so unique and good.
David Bowie wrote the music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all down in the underground.
Like, freshman year, just going to school, that's all I listened to. I'm like, yes. Sing to me, David Bowie.
Sing
it's
to
such
me.
A sad love deep in your eyes.
Yes. Yes.
And when she's going through the labyrinth, like, as in the stairs.
Yeah.
And the song that he sings there.
Oh, what is it? How does that even go? You run
How
so
you
fast,
turned
you
my
run so
world,
fast.
you precious thing.
Get it? Turn my world because everything doesn't make sense. It's like a Mick Escher painting.
He's like, at the end, he's like, I. Oh, he squeaks. He's like, I can't live within you. But, like, I'm like, Jared. I love Labyrinth so much. Also,
It's
Beetlejuice.
so good.
Freshman year, I could just I quoted it.
How do you feel about they were attempting to make a sequel to Beetlejuice and then canceled it? How do you feel about that?
At first, I was like, I don't think it's gonna be very good, and then I saw some of them talking about it. It's like, we're not gonna make a Mask 2, and I'm like, as long as you're not making that bullshit.
No, they were also going to get a lot of the original people who wrote the first Beetlejuice, so it was like, okay, well, sometimes a new team is good, sometimes an old team is good, but I feel like for Beetlejuice it would have been a more traditional team that worked better.
So I was open. I was like, okay, we'll see where this goes. Like the new It, I was like, we'll see where this goes.
And the new It surprised me. I was really into it. Ha ha ha.
I'm like, look at that sexy clown. Another one of my kinks.
It is probably the only, not the only movie, but one of the very few movies where I've sat and listened to the entire soundtrack multiple times. Mm-hmm. That soundtrack's good. Set aside the
what the fuck is that?
That kind of shit. Remember, it had a lot of that.
Did it?
It had a lot of just pounding and in the music.
Are we talking about Beetlejuice or It?
It. Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
There was a lot, and it just the music was good, but it got too much at certain points. Sometimes silence would have been the better option, or a slow build up to nothing, and then bah.
I liked his take on it because it wasn't just hey.
It wasn't remember the TV show, remember the miniseries. You want to see that again, like most movies do when they make a reboot. They're like, remember that? We'll do it again. Mm-hmm. Same thing.
I like how he was he got out of the fridge and fucking twisted.
Oh man, that stuff's so good.
I like when he shakes and he jingles.
Yeah.
Dingle dangle.
And there's a lot of hidden stuff in there. There's a lot of times you can see Pennywise in the background, just chilling. Have you seen that? Yeah. No. They're in the alleyway. He's there's a painting, a mural on the wall, and he's under the car. And in the library, when Ben is looking through the book, the history of Derry or whatever, behind him the librarian is staring at him and smiling.
Really?
Yeah. There's all kinds of hidden stuff in the background with that movie. And there's times where people are walking through the living room and the TV's on and it's that kids show that they show that one time. Yeah. But you can hear that kids show and it's we love to play in the sewers. We want to go to the sewers and see the clowns. In that kids show.
I really want to rewatch the movie because
there's a lot of hidden stuff like that.
I love it.
All over. And it's oh my god,
they got this shit down.
They did. It was really good and I'm excited to see part 2 in a year. It comes out in 2019.
Nice. It's like Rick and Morty.
Oh, just like Rick and Morty season 4.
Yep.
2019, boys. That's our year.
Yep.
So, speaking of, all of this stuff, all of this movies that we enjoy, Labyrinth, getting lost inside these worlds, we should probably, inform people that we know the way.
We know the way.
We know the way. Do you know the way?
We will show you the way.
So let's talk about that shitty Knuckles meme that came out.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Do you know the origin?
No.
Okay, so this all started with a video by a YouTuber named Gregzilla. And Gregzilla had a review of the Sonic games. Okay. And in it, he made a small, 2-second animation of a short, fat Knuckles going, "Oh no, that's it. That's it. That's where that's where it started, right?" And so after a couple, months of this video sitting out there, people started to grab this Knuckles, put him into the meme community, and started to put him on Instagram, as just one of those fucking just crappy images that they post up and they distort and make it all, you know what I mean? Yeah, that kind of stuff. So basically, a game came out not too long ago called VR Chat. And in this game, you're allowed to pick a character model and then go around and talk to other people who picked other character models. And so another person created I can't remember his name, but there was a user of VRChat who created a 3D rendering of that Knuckles from that video because he loved it so much. And people started honk honk. I don't know if you heard it. There was a honk in the background. Anyways.
Yeah, it's rare for San Antonio.
So a YouTuber, I can't remember his name, but he got a couple guys together, picked that specific character model, and started walking up to people and going, "Do you know the way?
You do not know the way.
You cannot know the way unless you have Ebola." They put on shitty Ugandan accents and harassed people all over VRChat until they amassed an army of goofy-looking Knuckles who make very, very good clicking noises.
I must find the queen.
We will find the queen. Spit on the non-believer.
Have you seen the character model for the queen?
Yeah, the queen is an anime girl with a Knuckles face.
I love it. I love it.
She is the queen.
She is the queen.
This is the way, boys.
This is the way.
I love it so much. Like, I know a lot of people are like a lot of people have actually been calling it out for being like kind of offensive and racist and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I feel like for the most part, like it's kind of like set aside that it's kind of like good fun.
Yeah.
Like, and there's been people who've changed the nationality of these Knuckles. I don't know if you've seen. There's like Soviet Knuckles.
Oh yeah.
Driving around in tanks and like like American Knuckles. There's an emo Knuckles. Have you seen the emo Knuckles? There's a little emo Knuckles. It's just the Knuckles model wearing like he has like black hair over his eye and like he's wearing like an MCR jacket.
Oh God.
And he's just like he walks up to people and he goes like, "There is no way."
Good.
So yeah, we've had like a bit of diversity with this Knuckles community. It's just shit posting at its finest.
I love it.
It's great. As opposed to the original Tide Pod meme of 2018. I would probably eat a Tide Pod though. Like if I had to choose a way to die, like if someone says, "Kill yourself or I'll kill you," then it's like, well, I think I'd rather die by my own hands. And I'd rather die by eating a Tide Pod. I think that's the best way to go.
What happens when you eat a Tide Pod? Because my neighbor's grandson ate a Tide Pod, actually.
You'd probably explode? No. You'd most definitely get first, like, your systems would probably shut down. Like, your organs and shit.
You shit out your organs.
Yeah, you just shit out your organs. Just all over the floor.
It's just hell.
It's just garbage. And, yeah, it's just another, like, suicide, bleach, OxyClean kind of meme. Whereas...
Bleach Chan.
The Knuckles meme is a little bit less... little bit less suicide propelled.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about suicide right now. 2018 is a sensitive year.
Is it?
For suicide topics.
Why is that?
Logan fucking Paul.
They stick their hand in the anus.
They stick their hand in the anus. They use their dicks like big toys. You can hang out with all the boys.
I love it.
Danny, you're a genius.
Yeah. And Aaron.
Was that Aaron? Was that both of them?
Both of them.
Oh. I credit Danny because I like him better.
I like both of them.
They're pretty sweet guys. We're talking about the Gam Grumps.
The Gam Grumps.
The Grandma Grumps.
The Grandma Grump.
I haven't watched a Green Grumps episode in like...
I've been watching them play Doki Doki Literature Club because I already know what happens.
Yeah.
Have you played it yet?
Have not played it yet. I'm sorry.
I just got like flashbacks to when you had like big hair and I'm like, I miss it.
Oh yeah, I used to have an afro, guys.
It was huge and glorious.
And like, I'm not even like being like that white guy who like is like, oh, I had an afro and he had like 2 inches of hair. Yeah. No, like I had like, I shit you not, it was like nearly almost afro. A foot out. Yeah. Like, and it was in 360 directions. I had it in front of my face and back of my face, to the left and the right. It's that strong Hispanic blood.
I pray to it.
I do miss it, but a lot of people thought it was goofy and ridiculous, and I didn't really get girls until I cut my hair, so...
I praised it. I love big hair and good hair.
the second that a girl tells me like she wants to date me because of big hair, then it's like, all right, well, I'll grow it out again. I'm just living to please other people because life's too short to not get your dick sucked.
Please yourself.
Please yourself before you ask yourself.
Before you ask yourself?
Ask yourself a question. What kind of question? Is Axe going to give it to me?
All right, what were we talking about? Wait, we're already at like an hour and 14.
We're almost done with this session. I think we could talk about one more topic. So whichever one we want to jump on, we're going to hop on that, and then we're going to close out this second episode of Ink Ocean.
We'll do this one.
Okay. So when I first started drawing, I was using paper and pencil.
As we all do.
As we all do. And then when you become older, you find out, oh, these people who make cartoons and animations and cool-ass art online don't even use that.
You're like, how do they do
How
that?
do they do it?
And you're like playing with your little color pencils, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you're trying to make it as nice as they do, and you're like, I can't do it. And it's because they use digital art. A lot of people, like my family, have called digital art like a cheaper way to get better quality art. And I don't know if I would say that, because I switched to digital art and I feel like my abilities are kind of inhibited a little bit. I feel like I draw better on paper than I do on computer.
Right. I feel like I'm drawing with my left hand, with my right hand. But, like, I've been using the iPad.
Yeah.
That's been helpful. I think just, like, in general, like, it's more expensive to get, like, the big shit that you can, like, draw on the screen.
Oh, yeah, like a Cintiq.
Yeah,
See, having, like, high-quality equipment like that is wonderful if you can actually afford it.
Yeah.
But being artists and living in this kind of society where we reward people who do community service work rather than, artwork, we kind of... I don't know. I guess we're feeding the capitalism, and we're kind of struggling because we want to do what we want to do, but we can't make money off of it.
Fuck Donald Trump.
Fuck America, just in general.
Fuck the fucking ajit pie.
Fuck ajit pie.
Yeah.
I just wanna wipe that shit-eating grin off of his face.
Me too. I want to shit
that
on
get
his
that gif
face.
of him like spinning the fidget spinners with the sunglasses on is like he's so dead. Like
I can't look at him in the face.
I can't either.
I feel uncomfortable.
Like he genuinely, and it's not
Yeah.
even because of what he's doing.
Right.
Like if I had no idea who he was and I saw his face, like who the fuck? Like no one looks like that.
Yeah. Well, unless you work at the school that we went to.
Oh. we had a guy. I won't say his name. He looked a little bit like Ajit Pai now that I think about it.
I loved the memes.
And we had memes of him.
Yeah.
He was
Hallway sweeps.
Let's too inside. No one will get it. It's way too inside. But no, yeah, we had big memes of our principal back in high school.
Mario will get it.
Some people from our school will get it.
You do.
I kind of broke your chapstick. I'm sorry.
How dare you? I like having my chapstick perfect.
I like my chapstick. So yeah, I would say that digital artists. I'm so sorry. Digital artists are just as valid as traditional artists, and if they draw better using tools like that, perfect. If they don't, good for them. Whatever way that they prefer to draw is the way that they prefer to draw and the way that they'll get better at. No matter what you do, you will eventually develop better skills no matter which medium you use. Even in MS Paint, you will develop a better... You'll get better. It's just what happens. If you practice enough art, you grow.
It smells good. It smells like...
Maya's sitting there like a fucking Neanderthal, sniffing my lip balm, going, smell good. Smell real good. Want to eat egg.
Eggs smell good.
It's mint.
It smells like the mint Oreo.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's why they're $5. Because they smell good and they make my lips really
soft. Get some chapstick for like $1.
But they make my lips real soft.
Baby lips is like my queen, but like I still gotta get chapstick because I'm a poor fuck.
Well, I mean, it was an impulse buy, and like they didn't have regular chapstick in that aisle, and I didn't want to walk to another aisle to get fucking chapstick. So it's like I'm just gonna get the egg.
What's up with the new EOS crystal?
I don't know, man. Stop sniffing my egg. I think that about wraps up the second episode of Ink Ocean.
Yeah.
And Maya, Pirate Maya, do you have any questions for the audience or for the universe?
Why was I born? No. Okay. Questions for the audience. Will you tell your friends about this, please? Will you spread the word? Be cool.
Spread the word like a virgin's asshole.
Yeah, no, totally. Like, I want this shit to get like people listening.
Yeah,
I mean, we do. What did we get last time?
We have about 39 listeners.
We got more.
Yeah, I believe so. We have 39 listeners on SoundCloud. We have 7 followers. So thank you guys who followed, and thank you all for listening.
My therapist is happy for me.
Yeah.
I told her about it. She's like, your face lights up. Like, thanks.
When you talk about it?
Yeah.
That's
like,
really
this
sweet.
happens.
Aw. Okay, we're going to keep doing this because we love doing it.
And we hope that you love us doing this.
Yeah, we hope that you love us. I hope that you come meet us
someday. If we get big enough, we'll do a meet and greet.
Yeah. We'll do a meet and feet. We'll do a live podcast.
Yeah, we'll show you the way.
Yeah, this podcast is the way.
It is the way.
And you must follow the way, brother.
I show you the way. We show you the way.
Please follow.
Just ends right there.
Oh, God, I hope not.
All right.
And I do have a couple questions. I'd like to know if the audience would prefer background music or just a silent background. If you have silence, you could play whatever music you want over the podcast, just quietly, or you can... Maya is grabbing my boobs. I'm being assaulted. Help.
I respect men.
I respect women. And I'd like to know if you guys would actually donate if we created a Patreon or a not a Kickstarter, but a Patreon. And we'd like to talk to you about more projects and other things that we have coming in the future, and our growth as a thingy.
What
So,
are you trying to say?
Our growth in the future. We have big plans for this podcast and for this name. And so we'd like you guys to follow all of our accounts. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at The Ink Ocean. We also have a YouTube channel. Nothing's up there yet, but hopefully very soon. Actually, maybe by the time this is out, it'll be on YouTube.
Right.
That's what I'm hoping for. So the first episode will probably be out on YouTube. We'll probably have the second episode out whenever. And, just please interact with us. Ask us questions. We'd love to answer some if you guys have any. And that's about it.
Right.
I was Captain Corbin.
Was? I guess.
I'm Captain Corbin.
I'm Pirate Maya. Here to show you the way.
And
It's like overdone by now.
Yeah,
so
we've done it
sorry.
too much. This is a dead meme and we've killed it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I love it.
Goodbye, brothers.
Peace.
And Grease.
Just a week of beers for the tears from Lisa Moon. Just a week of beers for the tears. Lisa Moon. Just a week of beers.